Hello and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video we're just going to pick up right where we left off in the last video for the making journal series. So if you guys remember, we were folding these ledger papers down and then we're going to cut the bottoms. We're going to cut the bottoms off, that way we can keep the top intact. And we're going to cut these down to 8.5 inches because our tops or covers are 9 inches tall. So they're a little bit bigger than like your traditional, which honestly I'm not sure exactly how tall they're supposed to be, but I don't think they're supposed to be 9 inches tall total. So we're just gonna keep starting, or keep going rather. Again, we're saving all of our scraps so we can make pretty little inserts that go with our journal. Not necessarily inserts, but ephemera pieces and stuff like that. I'll do 2 at a time, see if that works. I'm just going to go down to about 8.5. Cut that off. And that seemed to work, so I'm going to keep going with 2. And 8.5. And these will all be folded again, and I'll show you guys what I mean by that. Just so you can keep like the bulk of the ledger papers, because it's fun to write on. It's fun to decorate and such. So, got 2 left. Oh, those got crooked. There we go. We have those left, and then we have these pieces here left, which, I mean, you could do a lot with this. You can make like a little flip, or actually that would be kind of cool to fold it like this and like this, and then add that into a little miniature signature, and then it flips it and flips down. That'd be kind of cool. We might do that. Anyway, so we're going to save all those little pieces as well. We're going to take this, we're going to set this aside, and put this with the rest of our goodies over here. And then we're going to just keep going. I think the only thing we have left to cut is the scrapbook pages. I'm pretty sure, because these will be fine. We're just going to fold these at various lengths, so we're going to put those in the signatures, so that'll be fun. And then these guys here, they should be fine. We might have to cut the tops off, or the bottoms off. Yeah, let's go ahead and cut the bottoms off of these, and I'm definitely going to keep the scraps of this, because look at this. Isn't that cool? And we can do some really cool ephemera pieces with that. And so just by cutting the bottom off, you're not losing anything on this page. You're still getting really cool dyed paper. So we're just going to cut the bottoms off of all of these. And again, we're going to cut it down to 8.5. And we could probably do 2 at a time with these as well. Maybe. This is a little bit thicker paper, but this is a pretty hefty little trimmer here. So, oh yeah, you can probably do more, but I am selling these, so I don't want to push the limits on these. I want to make sure that my papers are nice and pretty. All right. And the last little set here. But see, aren't these really cool? I like how these turned out. I'm gonna have to do more book pages like this, because I really, really, really like how these turned out. Like, they just turned out super cool. So now that those are done, we're gonna set those aside and continue. And these will be fine, because again, these will be folded. Alright, sorry about that. So my phone decided to ring, and it was somebody trying to offer me health insurance, which is, I think is funny. I get like 4 or 5 calls a day with people trying to offer me health insurance, which is dumb to me. But anyway, so with these are way too tall to go in this way. So we're gonna fold them this way, like this, and they are way short enough for that. So we're gonna leave those as is. We're going to look at these guys here and just make sure that they're within the height restraint. And they are under 8 inches. I think they're 8 inches in diameter. But, so when we fold these in half, they will go just fine in our, in our journals. See, like so. Ooh, that might actually be pretty too. Ooh, that would be really cool. We might do that on a couple of them. I'll have to pull out some extras though, because these are going to go inside in the inserts. Alright, so the next one is going to be the coffee dyed paper. So when we fold that in half, we're going to get five and a half, which we don't want. And we're going to get 8.5, which we do want. So we're going to cut these down to, what did we say that we cut these down to? 9. So I don't really know which side to cut this off of. So this one's got a doily on it. So I think if I cut that, I want to try to keep as much of the doily as possible. Either way, it doesn't matter. It's going to cut off about the same amount. So I'm going to keep that. And then we have this piece here. And then once we set that like so, that will be our little insert. So I'm going to set that aside. And I think this is going to be the same thing. We're going to cut these down to 9 inches. So when they fold, they're going to be 4.5 inches. Alright, so I can probably do a couple of these at the same time as well. I just want to make sure that my papers are prettied. And if there's any kind of design on them, I want to try to keep the design, intentional design, not necessarily just the ink splotches, or not ink splotches, but coffee splotches. Okay, I'm going to, this takes a lot longer to line them up because they're so like textured, so I'm just going to go ahead and do one at a time. Get in there. That one did not want to go in the little hole. And then again, I'm definitely going to save these little pieces here. I also need to make sure that I'm lining these up right. Did I not cut that right? I did not cut that right. I'm like, wait a minute, that's not right. What did I cut that at? Oh, I cut that at like 9 1/4. It's like, why is that sticking it? And we can save that little bits and pieces too. So it'll be like that. I don't know, that both of those are kind of cool. Alright. Scooch it. I really do like doing coffee dyed paper, but it takes so much time to do. So I've actually, I actually just bought a whole bunch of coffee dyed paper and Kool-Aid dyed paper for that matter from Etsy shops, various Etsy shops. So hopefully those will be here soon. And this one's ripped right here, so I'm going to go ahead and cut that part off. I can still use it in my scraps, but I don't want to have a page with a big old rip like that. Like a teeny tiny rip is fine because it gives more character to the paper, but a big old rip like that, I don't want to do that. So I'm gonna go, because these are so similar in length, I'm gonna go ahead and fold one so I know which direction to fold it in, and then I'm gonna set these aside. And then I'm gonna do the same thing with these guys. These guys I can definitely do more than one, because what this is coffee dyed tracing paper. Now this is some cool stuff. Like, it has really neat, oh, you know what? I think I might rip these. I think I want to rip these. I'm going to set these aside. So anyway, it has really cool texture, and it has a really, really cool sound to it, and I like it a lot. So I'm going to set these down. We're going to do those last because I want to rip those. I think that those would have a really cool visual effect. Alright, so this is one-sided. So it doesn't, this particular pattern does not matter about the orientation, so I'm going to cut that by 9. So when we fold it in half, then we will have our piece. And I should have cut that a different way, but that's okay. We still have 8.5 by 9, which is our intention. I'm just going to set this over here with those 7. So when we fold it, it will fold like this. Okay, that way it's 8.5 tall. So we're going to set that down, and we're going to continue to cut. Let's see, we want this 8.5 tall, so I'm going to cut it that way first. That way it gives me a bigger piece on this side I can play with. It really honestly doesn't matter. If you use your scraps, then it really doesn't matter which way you cut them. I guess the only thing that would matter is like how you use your scraps. If you tend to use larger pieces, then I would say cut the piece that has that gives you the largest piece first, and then cut the smaller piece second. But if you're like me, then you use all kinds of scraps, so it doesn't really matter. And these are not orientated yet, so once we get to the orientation, like the pattern orientation, then it will matter which direction we cut at which measurement. And I don't know if I actually have any orientated paper on this one. This one is only because it's got just a little bit of writing on it. So when we fold it, we want to make sure that it folds this way. So we're going to cut this size to 8.5. Okay, so we're going to turn it sideways. We're going to cut it to 8.5. And then we're going to turn it to the orientation that we want, which is up and down. And then we're going to cut it down to 9. And what that's going to do is when we fold it, it will give us that proper orientation. I hope that made sense to you guys. And I actually want to keep these flowers, so I'm going to cut this trim off here. I'm going to keep the trim because it's pretty. And then I'm going to cut this down to 8.5, like so. And then I'm going to cut this down to 9, like so. And that way when we fold it, we still have our flowers. Okay, and then this one also doesn't really matter because it's just a pattern. So I'm going to cut 8.5 first because it's going to give me a larger scrap piece. And then I'm going to cut the 9. Okay. Same thing with this one. So there's actually a lot of just like prep work that goes into making these journals. The construction of the journals themselves are really not complicating and really not difficult. Honestly, it's just the preparation. It's getting everything together, because that's what this is. I like it going like that. That's kind of cool. But that's what all of this is. This is just preparation of getting our pages together. So right now, we're just cutting all of our pages down to size. And depending on how elaborate and extravagant you want to make your journals, a lot of the time can be spent doing, excuse me, like embellishments and ephemera and stuff like that to go into your journals. So I was actually doing a swap with somebody, and they had asked me, you know, like how I do, like how I always have like pieces, like these guys right here, like how I always have these on the ready for when I do swaps and for when I do happy mails, like just random acts of kindness or whatever. And I told her, I was like, well, when I'm not doing anything, when I don't have a project currently going on, I'll just sit there and I'll make a bunch of them. And I actually need to do that right now, because, well, not right this second right now, but because I actually don't have that much left. So I recently got these really cool, oh, that does not show up at all on this map. I did not think about that. But I got these really cool rulers. They are We Are Memory Keeper, and I got them from Tuesday Morning, which I thought was really, really cool. So we're going to cut these down, let's see, let's see, if I fold this in half, how big is that? That is 1, 2, 3, 4.5. Perfect. Look at that. All right, so I want to cut them down to 8.5. So we're going to line up down here. I don't know if you guys can see that. 16 mark. And we're going to do 15 because it'll give me a little bit more space. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.5. So we're going to go to 23 right here. And the reason that it's off the wall like here is because my 0 mark is way over there. This mat is huge. So we're going to start at 15 and we're going to go to 23. And we're just going to line this little ruler up to 23.5. And actually, yeah, we're going to rip it. And look at that. Isn't that cool? Like, that's really cool. And what I want to do is I want to fold these in half. And then I'm going to rip the sides of them because I think that that would be really cool. Now, I'm only going to rip like a teeny, teeny, tiny bit because they're already at the perfect size. So I'm just going to put my roller on the edge, basically, and then I'm going to rip up. Just like so. And I'm going to have like a little bit, tiny bit of a, it moved. There we go. Look at that. Isn't that neat? That's really, really neat. And see, this is still sitting at, what are these? These are, yeah, these are inches. Okay. Starting at 0, it's still sitting at a little over 4 1/4. So that's good. All right, so that one's done. So I'm gonna go ahead and fold all these first. So when I do stuff like this, I like to do like assembly line style. So actually, let's, where it's ripped here, I want to keep that. So we're gonna start, and we're just gonna rip all the edges off first. Y'all always hear my email go off. Like, my email is constantly going off. Alright, so set that aside. My scrap pile got big. Scooch over. Alright. This ruler is amazing. I love it. It's great. Let's see. I'm just gonna grab 2 because these are super thin pieces of paper, and I have no doubt that I'll be able to do 2 at a time. Oh yeah. Oh, I don't think I can do that many at a time. Alright, start at 15. Go down to You're in My Way. Over there. 23 and a half. Rip that. There. Alright, this one I'm going to have to do twice, so let me do this real quick. So this one's got a hole in it, and I don't really want to give you guys a page with a hole in it, so there we go. Right, you're in the way again. Alright, there we go. That's better. And then the last one here. Alright, like so. Now, we're going to fold them all in half. We're going to turn them over and we're going to fold them in half. So, there we go. And then we're gonna rough up the edges on this one. But doesn't that sound cool? Like, I love the sound of that paper. And you can get this paper from Dollar Tree. And all it is it's called tracing paper. And I'm pretty sure that's where I got this pad of paper. But yeah, you just get it from Dollar Tree and you just do your coffee dyeing just like you do all your other coffee dyeing. However the process is that you choose to do. I like that one. I mean, I know you're going to see all these anyway, so it doesn't really matter which way you fold it. Okay. And the last couple ones. Right. And this one. But yeah, as I was doing these journals, I realized that my stash of paper is not as large as I thought it was. The coffee dyeing paper, not the scrapbooking paper. My scrapbooking paper stash is just ridiculous. But the coffee dyeing paper, yeah. So I bought some more on the Etsy. Alright, so we're going to do these, and basically what I'm going to do is, geez, my email, I'm going to have to like figure out how to shut that off, is I'm just going to line up just to the edge of this and tear the edge, and that's it, and we're just going to keep doing that. I don't know if I want to keep those or not, but let go of my paper. Oh, it didn't tear at all. It's like, why did it do that? There we go. Sheesh. I guess it would help if my ruler was actually on my paper. Alright. rust apart. There we go. Nope, that's just coming right up underneath it. I was trying to do a smaller edge, but it just came out right from underneath it. I did the same thing there. Hey, scooch over. There we go. It's staticky. And I don't know what time it is, so, because we got that phone call in the middle of my video, the beginning, so, and this one either might be cut short, or it might be longer than you'd like. I'm not entirely sure. I kind of like that 45-minute to an hour time frame. Because at 45 minutes, I don't feel like it's too long. And then, I know personally, I enjoy watching crafting or listening to crafting videos when they're longer. But that's just me, because like I said, I listen to them in the background while I'm doing stuff. So, isn't that cool? I like that. Oh, these little super tiny pieces, I'm just going to toss in my little bucket. But these guys here, that's kind of cool. And I'm sure one of these videos in this series will be of me using this stuff up. So I can use the, so I don't have quite so much scrappage. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to put all these pages together. Alright, so I'm going to set my ruler over there. I'm going to grab my pages. Oh, that one didn't cut the edge of it. Joink. There we go. Hey, come here, let go. Alright. And then, oi. Alright, so now let's fold and put together. So the only thing that we really need to fold are, actually we have a couple things to fold. Alright, so I want to put this somewhere in the middle because I don't want it, actually, we can make this the middle of the signature. That would be cool. So basically everything goes around it like this. Actually, I kind of like doing them where they are at different lengths, if that makes sense. So instead of having two pieces of paper, well, that was loud. Instead of having two pieces of paper that are, you know, the same size by each other, I like to alter, like they can be the same height, but like that way this one is fold out. And I did fold it in because I wanted to keep the whole paper. So we have this one, and then we'll do this one here. Do this like on the bottom. Fold. There we go. I'll do this one on the bottom. And this is kind of the same-ish texture as the tracing paper, so we don't want to put that there, so we'll put that there. And then we'll put this one on top of that. Like so. And then again, these are similar pages, so I don't really want to put them back to back like that. So we'll grab one of these guys here, one of these guys here to go in there. This one's gonna have to be folded in ever so slightly. And with these, you could make a pocket with them. Like you could seal it up and you could make a little pocket. I guess I'll decide if I do that when I do the embellishment part. There's that. And then, again, there's another book page, so I don't really want to put that there. We can add that stick together. Those are all the same. Yep. Wait. We'll add our crinkle paper to that, like so. And then we'll add this journaling paper, like so. Oh, that's gonna have to be folded in too. So we'll put it like that. And then what else do we got? We got a doily and an envelope. Let's see, we'll add the doily here. Like so. And then we'll add the envelope here. Let's put that one smack dab in the middle. Like so. And then we've got our journaling paper here. I think that's one. Hold that. Hold that. So I think I might actually go through and fold all of these first. And that's one of the great things that you get to see when you're doing these craft with me videos, is you get to see me in the process of like how I do everything. I'm gonna have to get another piece of paper for this one because it's got a giant hole in the middle of it. I don't want to use that one, so I'm gonna have to grab another piece of paper for that one. So that's that. So let's see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We are missing some pages. This one here. I don't think we need all of it. Oh, this one's kind of glued together, isn't it? Yeah, so I'm gonna have to do another one on this one too. I didn't realize it was glued together. So I think this was the one that a lot of them were glued together, which kind of made it a pill to use. Alright, so this one's going to have to fold all the way in. And fold all the way in. Okay, just like so. And then add it to our little book here. Okay. And then we have this one here. And what else do we have? What did I miss? I missed something. I feel like I missed something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh yeah, I missed something. Most definitely, because I thought there was 15 pages. So let's set that aside and let's count our stuff. Oh, this is different. The Reading Digest. So that's one. I'm pretty sure that's got to be folded as well. Right, fold. Fold. Okay. So that makes 14, but where's the other one? All right, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Oh, what happened? Did I miss one somewhere? I think I might have missed some somewhere. What did I do? What did I do? Oh, there they are. The envelopes. And I wasn't sure what I was going to do with them. So, let's think about that. I'm going to set this little insert aside because I'm going to start folding all these pages up and think about what I'm going to do with that that envelope. So remember, these are going to be our middle signature, so we want the design on the inside. I was just looking at the time. I don't know what my video was before my phone rang. Oh my gosh, I've got to figure out how to like just turn my email off, like stop. Because every single time because my computer is open beside me, because a lot of times I'm editing videos at the same time. Like I'm uploading a video while I'm making a video, if that makes sense. And it takes a long time to upload, especially for longer videos like these. So like I have to upload it onto my computer, and then I have to put it into my editing software, put my intro on there, and then I have to upload it into the tubes of the U. All right, there we go. Well, that was a very loud truck. So there's that one. These guys need to be folded as well. So let's fold them. And these don't necessarily all need to be folded exactly the same. They just need to be folded in so they are so you still get the page, but they're shorter than the width of the journal. If that makes sense. Because no matter what, you're still going to get the page. It folds out. See, like that's kind of cool. It's different lengths. But you're not going to see the different length because they're on, you know, other sides of the inserts, or the insert. So you just fold them in so they're shorter. And this part's pretty quick. But when you have multiples here, I would make sure that your orientation is correct. So this one's upside down. Excuse me. But when you have multiples here, it's more difficult to keep like your pages, keep track of them. As you guys can see, I was like, wait a minute, what happened on my other page? And so, yeah. Oh, that's kind of cool. I like that. I'm gonna keep a lot of that out. Oh, can I? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, pooey. Okay, let's go that way. Because I wanted to keep a lot of this one because the coffee was really cool on that one. So I wanted to keep a lot of that one visible. See, this one's cool too. Bling. Yeah, I think when I'm done with this video, I'm gonna figure out a way to just like shut down my email. At least figure out how to turn it on and turn it off so I can just turn it off while I'm filming, so it just stops banging. Alright, so there's that. Oh my gosh. I quit. My email won't shut up. I don't even know if you guys can hear it. All I know is I can hear it. And it's right beside me. So I'm just like, nah, stop. Okay, so there's that. And then there's these guys here. Alright. Oh, I need to do another one of these, don't I? Alright. I don't know if that's too big. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. And you could cut these down, honestly, but I figured that I was making a journal, so I'd want a lot of writing space for journaling and such, so I decided not to cut these down. But if you only have like regular, you know, you don't have this special lined paper or whatever, then you could definitely just cut it down to size. Something that I've done in the past is I've taken composition notebooks and I've taken them apart, and I've used those pages. You can actually coffee dye those pages as well. So that would be kind of cool. That actually might be my next project, is to coffee and Kool-Aid dye some pages. I haven't done any Kool-Aid dyeing yet, but I do want to try my hat at it. Because I do like coffee dyeing, and I do like the end result. It's just harder for me to like stand up for that long. Like I could walk around for a while, but just to stand in that one spot for a while, that's rough. Is that right? Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see, I did 1, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh, that's right. Okay, I have to redo one. I'm gonna actually go grab that real quick. It's right there on my bookshelf. I'm gonna finish these up. I'm gonna grab a couple more of those magazines too, because I don't know how many of them the pages are like glued together, which is weird. Because I mean, they're in inserts, but at the same time they're glued together, which is, I don't know, it's strange. But you know, it is what it is. Okay, give me just seconds. All right, I'm just taking this thingy off. So I've got the magazine for the one that got glued together. Alright, so let's take this off real quick. Where is my prying tool? There it is. It's underneath all my scraps. I need like a bucket or something to put all these in for now. I mean, I've got a way to organize like all of my scraps, but I don't really want to put it all in there because I want to use the scraps that I'm creating from this journal to create the ephemera pieces. Does that make sense? And I know this is not what this is for, this poem folder, but it works really well because I can get up underneath the staples and just, you know, pull them out without stabbing myself. And a lot of times with some of this older stuff, that's pretty important because a lot of times they're rusted. All right, let's see. What do I need? 2 pieces. All right, there's one. And yep, that's another one that's glued. And that one's glued too. What the hey? All right, there we go. Alright, so we're just going to set these aside here. And I only need one of these, so. Alright, set that back aside. outside and grab our trimmer real quick. That's gonna be in the way. Oy. That's why you do all your trimming all at one time, so you don't have to pull it back out. All right, so we're gonna do 8.5 high on both of these. All right, so there's one. That feels much thicker than one. And then 8.5 on this one as well. We're just gonna do the top. And then we're done with that. Okay. So where's these guys at? All right, under there. All right, now all these will be done. There you go. These are already cut down to size both ways. These, I think we needed to fold in ever so slightly. So let's go ahead and do that. What time? 40 minutes. Alright, I think we'll go ahead and fold these, and then we will start with the next part of the series. That way your videos aren't, you know, crazy long. But again, I don't really know what length you guys prefer. I'm just going to grab this middle of the signature here and then fold it that way. And this is, I think I went over the dates of everything, like what everything was when I pulled it all out of whatever it came from. Oh, I did find a book though. I found it before I left Washington, but I just found out that I can scan it and I can share it with you guys, because it was originally printed. The copy that I have was printed in 1904. So, or maybe it was 1907. I'm pretty sure it was 1904. Anyway, it's called Gems of Whittier, and oh my gosh, there's so pretty images. It's not a big book. It's a small book. It's only like this big, about that big. But the images in there are absolutely stunning. And yeah, I think I'm going to scan those in. That's probably going to be one of my projects to do, so I can share with you guys, because those things are just gorgeous. And I have a few pages of this left. I'm going to go grab it real quick and I'm going to show you guys. That way you'll have an idea of what I'm talking about. But yeah, I just found out, I did some research as well, but I found out that I could share it with you guys. Excuse me. Because it was printed in, like, this copy this one says that it's December 25th, 1911. So I think it was someone's gift in 1911. But I had gotten this from an antique store in Washington. But yeah, it says Gems from Whittier. And I'm definitely going to scan that cover, because that is just stunning. And yeah, so these are the images in there. And then even the written pages are just, I'm like, you can scan these in here and then shrink them down, and you can use these for cards, for inserts, for tags. Oh my gosh, the possibilities are absolutely endless. The images are just insane. So yeah, that's probably going to be one of my next projects. But anyway, I wanted to show you guys before I got off. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and finish folding everything in the next video. So yeah, join me then. And until next time, bye guys.